right now we have this one product, Drink Happy Apple, where consumers can go and purchase products if they're in the United States. Checkout actually happens on a site called nevishemp.com. And right now, Happy Apple is the only product, but Nevis Hemp is set up for us to be able to sell some of our other products. And consumers, investors can look for that to happen in the near future.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is John Keeber. He is the CEO of Nevis Brands. And John, it's good to have you back again. How are you?
Oh, Steve, I'm great. Good to be here.
Yeah, so the company has launched a brand new product today called Happy Apple, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But this is in a different category than what you and I have talked about before. This is on the hemp side of things. And let's talk about the rules first, because I know that it's a very different set of rules in the United States as far as hemp is concerned.
Indeed. Yeah, so hemp is essentially the male cannabis plant. And under federal law in 2018, it was ruled that hemp was federally legal. So you could transfer hemp across state lines. It's, of course, a very different rule than working with traditional cannabis or what's known as the female cannabis plant, which is where in the past, most people have been deriving the psychoactive properties. Now, what's happened is in the last year or two, people have figured out that there is a small amount of THC, of D9 and D8 and several other cannabinoids in hemp. And you can extract those small amounts, distill it, and then get enough together to be able to make products like gummies and drinks. So the result of this is that there's a proliferation of low-dose cannabis beverages, gummies, and other products that are now being produced from a central location and transferred across state lines into most states where this is legal. So it's a big opportunity that's opening up, and this has been evolving over about the last year.
Yeah, and so in response to that, you've announced a Happy Apple, which I mentioned this morning, which is that hemp-derived beverage. So tell me a little bit about the genesis of Happy Apple.
Yeah, Happy Apple's it's one of my favorite products. I mean, Major is our flagship brand. It's high dose, 100 milligrams. Happy Apple's a little different. It's really designed for that low dose, stackable, sippable, social kind of environment. I mean, if I may, sort of how you would enjoy a beer. I mean, you would bring a 4-pack of Happy Apple to a party, be able to enjoy 4 of them over the course of the night. You'd end up with 20 milligrams of THC, and that might be the right amount for some people, but it's dosable and it's stackable and it's social. It also tastes amazing. We were just at a show over the weekend, got some great feedback. I might mention Happy Apple actually has been active in the Washington state market.
Right.
For about the last 5 years in high dose formats. And we just thought it was a great product to introduce to this low dose hemp market. And we're finding out that we're right.
Yeah, and John, the interesting part about this also is you and I have talked in the past about the model for your company, that you find someone within a specific state, you work with them, they distribute your products, and it goes that way. With this one, it's a bit different, right?
For sure. So because of the nature of cannabis laws, with the traditional cannabis laws, it's difficult to find that beachhead within each state to get distribution, to get into the dispensaries. So we've loved our model of licensing brands like Major to other partners, where they use that market knowledge and investment in plant and equipment to be able to launch our products. It's worked really well for that model. In the case of hemp, we see the ability to scale from a central location, and there's less urgency and need for us to license to another party. So in this case, instead of only collecting 20-25% of our product, we're actually able to book 100% of the revenue, and that includes anything we sell online to wholesalers, direct to retailers, and we're encouraged by already some of the responses with some large distributors with access to places like Total Wine, some large Texas supermarket chains, these types of people placing wholesale orders, and we're able to book 100% of the amount. So it's a departure from our model, but only in the sense we remain committed to models where we can scale very quickly without a big outlay of CapEx. But this really fits with that model where we're not having to buy a bunch of warehouses and factories to produce this product. It fits with that scalable model, but we don't have to license.
Yeah. And lastly, do you see yourself potentially adding one or two more products on this? Do you want to see how this goes first before you decide to sort of expand that footprint?
Yes, that's definitely the plan. So right now we have this one product, Drink Happy Apple, where consumers can go and purchase products if they're in the United States. Checkout actually happens on a site called nevishemp.com. And right now, Happy Apple is the only product, but Nevis Hemp is set up for us to be able to sell some of our other products. And consumers, investors can look for that to happen in the near future.
All right, we'll leave it there. John, thanks so much. I really appreciate your time and excited to see how this all develops.
Exciting day. Thanks for having me, Steve.
Okay, John Keeber, the CEO of Nevis Brands.